Hey, this is Evie. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take a moment to introduce a friend and a coworker of mine. She told me her story, her testimony, and it was so beautiful. And you know what? I decided this is worth sharing. Hey, so grab yourself a cup of tea, have a seat, and take a listen. Thank you again for watching. Oh, my bad, for listening, because this ain't no video. And here she goes.
Hi, my name is Kirsty. I have been friends with Evie. We work together, and she talked to me about this, and I really wanted to do this and hopefully inspire somebody else.
Thank you. Hey. All right, Kirsty. So take us to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about where it all started for you.
All right, so to start at the beginning, I've always had kind of a not so normal life. You know, my childhood, my mom was more interested in drugs than children, and there was 4 of us all together.
Oh.
And then she got married to somebody else, and that person acted like a great person in the beginning. You know, he acted like he was wanted to really be a dad, but he ended up molesting me and my sister. So we spent pretty much our whole teenage years going through that because both of us were too afraid to tell our mom. And so I got out of there when I turned 18 and moved to Louisville, Kentucky with one of my best friends. We shared an apartment together, and that's where I met my soon-to-be, well, I guess not soon-to-be now, but at the time he was my soon-to-be husband. We started dating. He proposed December 13th of 2001 and got married 2003. No, sorry. Can we back up? Married. He proposed December 13th of 2002. We got married December 12th of 2003. And then 2 years later, December 13th of 2005, so exactly 2 years from when he proposed, our firstborn was born. Traven Wright was his name. And I finally had my own family. You know, that's what I always wanted. I had kind of a crappy childhood, didn't really have a family, so...
So basically you were at the peak of where you wanted to be in life. You thought, okay, I know where everything is going to go. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to live happily ever after.
That was my thought, yes.
Okay, but then life happened.
Life happened.
All right, tell us about that.
The day after he was born, he was taken to Sarah Children's Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. They thought something was just wrong with his blood sugar. So we thought it was just going to be a quick fix, in and out, no big deal. Well, we got there and learned it was a lot more serious of a matter. He actually had a double aortic arch, and one of those arches was wrapped around his esophagus, so he was having a hard time breathing, and he couldn't really drink too well.
So basically, your newborn baby was being choked to death?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So he was put into heart surgery. They removed that arch, and he recovered from that surgery really well, but when they did, he had a hole in his esophagus from where that arch was kind of fused together. And so whenever he drank any milk, it went into his lungs. So he went back into surgery again, and they just put a G-tube in, which is a tube that went straight to his stomach, and you could feed him that way. Like he, would pour the milk into a syringe, and it would go straight into his stomach.
Okay. So
he didn't actually have food by mouth. He recovered from that really well. He came home. He was doing great.
So your baby was a champ.
Yeah. I was so excited to have a mobile baby finally. He was in the hospital he went to the hospital December 14th, right the day after he was born. January 7th, we came home.
Okay.
So we were in the hospital that whole entire time. But he came home. He was doing really good. He was the best baby ever. Never cried. Like, he didn't even cry when he was born. The only time he cried was when he'd get like an IV in his head or his foot.
Like I said, champ, a trooper.
Yeah, big champ. We went for a regular checkup at his doctor for the G-tube. And while we were there, we were getting ready to leave. I changed his diaper. He had blood in his diaper. So I hollered for the doctor to come back in. He came back in and did emergency stat to the emergency room. Because we were, like, the hospital was connected to the doctor's office.
Okay.
So we went running over there, got him checked in. His intestines had twisted, we found out.
Oh.
So they took all of his intestines out.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of had it in what they call a halo. It was just kind of hanging above him in a bag to hopefully air out and stop the disease.
Okay.
They went back in the next day. It got worse. He only had 6 inches of good intestines left.
What?
So we had to tell the doctors to take our beautiful, gorgeous baby boy off of life support. Something no parent ever have to do, but we had to.
And at that moment, what were you thinking?
Everything. Was this the right thing? Should we do more? Should we wait? I don't want my baby to suffer. Like, I mean, every possible thought could go through your head.
Yeah. And it kind of broke that dream
Yeah,
you started off
it
with.
shattered.
Okay.
Because they told us there's absolutely nothing they could do. You know, he was too little for a transplant. He only had 6 inches out of, 6 feet of intestines?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if 6 feet in a baby, but there was no way.
Okay.
And they told us, you know, the longer we waited, he would start hurting more, and I didn't want that.
Okay.
So we told the doctors to go ahead and take off life support measures. So January 14th, 2006, our baby became an angel.
Oh.
Hardest day ever, still to this day.
Yeah.
I
It hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not been a single day I haven't thought of him. But we decided, you know, we're going to stick together. Everybody told us it'll either bring you closer together or it'll tear you apart. We decided we weren't going to lose our son and our marriage.
Okay. That's
so we
good.
fought for it. November of 2006, not even a year later, my husband Ray, he got a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and he was driving home one day and got hit head on by a truck.
Ooh, double whammy.
So I was 3 months pregnant though.
Okay.
You know, we decided to try again, have another family, and I got the call that he was being airlifted to Louisville Hospital.
Oh wow.
So flew down there. It's about a 45-minute drive. I made it there in like 20 minutes.
Wow.
Which
You
I
were
wasn't
flying.
driving.
Yeah, you were flying.
His brother was driving because we lived right next door to his brother.
Okay.
So we got down there. They said he was stable. He went through surgery after surgery. He was paralyzed from the neck down. And so I was sleeping in hospital floors, nursing home floors, taking care of him. Our daughter was born. He was still in a wheelchair.
Oh wow.
But he was mobile. He could move again.
Okay.
He just couldn't walk because his pelvis was crushed.
Okay.
Still.
So let me get this straight, right? You get married, you're hopeful, you had a lot of demons, evil happen in your childhood. You do your best to try to move past it.
Yep.
Your first baby passes.
Yep.
Then your husband get into a terrible accident when you get pregnant with the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're kind of...
Being a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to quit my job to take care of him because he was total 24-hour care.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's commitment.
I mean,
And that's what a wife is supposed to do, let's be honest, you know?
yeah,
Like, that's hard to find nowadays.
I tried.
Yeah, but continue.
But yeah, he, like I said, he was in a wheelchair when our daughter was born, Jesslyn, and he slowly got back to normal. He went back to work. He was working like crazy again. You know, he finally was able to start walking. Everything was going great. You know, I thought, finally.
Yes,
After all
you're
this
back on your
time,
feet. Yes,
I got
after
my
everything.
family. I
Mhm.
got my daughter. I still have my angel baby.
Right,
in
you're
my
like,
mind.
yes, Lord, yes, back to normalcy.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Jesslyn was 2 years old, and I found out he was cheating on me with the receptionist at work. And I found out that wasn't the only time he had cheated on me.
See, now that's just straight up disrespectful. I help you walk and you gonna do me like this?
Yeah.
I would have broke his legs. Just kidding, my Christian people.
I literally wiped his butt for him.
Yeah.
when he was paralyzed.
See, so I'm wiping your booty and you out here cheating?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So first, we tried to work past it. That's when I found out he was cheating on me the first time.
Okay.
And then moved past it, and then found out about the second one.
See, now that's just ungrateful on the second one, but continue.
Yeah. So Jesselyn and I moved to an apartment, and I gave up on everything. You know, I had my little girl, but that's all I had. And I lost my faith. You know, I kept thinking, why is God putting me through all this?
Yeah, that is.
You know, I lose my child, my husband. You know, what next? But I wanted to be strong for Jesselyn because she had become my world.
Okay, that's good. So that she kind of gave you hope.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for her, I would have definitely hit rock bottom with no climbing out. But I kept pushing. Got offered a job in Florida, and I said, why not?
Yeah.
You know, brand new start.
New beginning.
Was being haunted by my husband's ghost. You know, even though he was still alive, everything around reminded me of him.
Oh.
Because it was his town that we were living in.
Right.
His family, everything. You know, my family was up in Indiana, 2 hours away.
Girl, you gave up everything for love.
So,
oof.
yeah, I moved to Tampa.
Yeah.
I started working actually at Convergys call center as a manager for AT&T. And I told them from the get-go I needed day shift.
Right.
Because it was just me and a 9-year-old at the time. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll give you day shift, no problem. I'm like, okay. So I moved down here, not knowing anybody, not knowing where anything was, huge city, you know, Bardstown, Kentucky, little bitty town.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to this giant, enormous city, and which you probably don't think it's all that big, but I do. But I moved down here. They tried to move me on night shift, told them I couldn't do it. And so I quit there, came to UMA where I met Miss Evie.
Whoop, whoop.
Everything's going good. Then November of 2018, I get diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer.
Okay. See, now there we got to pump the brakes. Just when you think things are turning and heading in a beautiful direction, you get hit again. But this time, it's not someone around you, it's you.
Yep. And if you read any statistics about stage 4 colon cancer, it's pretty much a death sentence.
It's terminal, yeah.
Like, I think the survival rate was like 20%.
My goodness.
So I had a tumor the size of, well, altogether the tumors weighed 8 pounds when they took them out.
8 pounds.
Jesselyn weighed 8 pounds 2 ounces when she was born.
Oof.
So it's like having a whole other baby.
Yes.
But they took because they had metastasized to my ovaries, my tubes, and my liver.
Oh.
So they took the tumor out of the colon that started it all. They took my ovaries and my tubes out, so no more babies now.
Oh.
So that was kind of another whammy, but at the same time, I don't think I'd have had any more anyway.
Okay.
So, but we did that surgery, and then I went through 12 rounds of chemo, and it was so weird. Like, all that I'd been through, I had pushed my faith aside, but with this, I turned to God.
Okay.
And I prayed like I've never prayed before, because I did not want my daughter growing up without a mama. And I did not want to even think about somebody coming up to her and saying her mama died.
Right.
And so I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. My whole family was praying. And I went through 12 rounds of chemo, praying every day, nonstop pretty much. Went through the 12 rounds of chemo for the spot on my liver to get it small enough. Went back September 26th for the surgery on my liver. And I am now cancer-free.
Whoop, whoop. Y'all hear that? Hey, my girl is cancer-free. Praise the Lord.
20% survival rate to now a 75% chance of it not coming back.
I know that's right. Hey, he has spoken.
And yes. I really honestly believe it was God that helped me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there was a time in the shower that I was hurting so bad from the tumor, and I said, like, please, Lord, make the pain go away. And I kid you not, it instantly went away.
Sometimes You receive not if you ask not. And I think it's important when you're going through something to really remember where your roots are and just be like, Lord, I'm coming before you. I really need help. Sometimes, instead of seeing something as a death sentence or as something that's here to destroy us, we should probably take it or see it as maybe a lesson to be learned, or also a moment in our lives to help us see God more clearly, to humble us at his feet, to realize just how much we really do need him and how we don't have everything under control.
And I think I needed this because at one point I was suicidal. I didn't care if I died.
Yeah.
And then when it's actually put in front of my face, I guess God was like, okay, you want to see what it's going to be like?
Right. Like, okay, so you playing? All right, I got you. Stare right here.
And now I have a stronger relationship with God now than I ever did. I know he's got my son.
Yes.
And I know eventually I'll see my son again, but
amen
not
and
ready
hallelujah.
Yet.
Yes.
I want to make sure my daughter's safe.
Right.
He's good up there.
Right.
He's got my mom and family up there. Down here is where I need to be for Jesselyn right now.
Okay. And how old is Jesselyn right now?
She's going to be 13.
13? Whoa! She a tween, y'all.
Whoa. April 29th, she'll be 13.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm really glad that you're still here raising her and just doing the best that you can. I've had the opportunity to see you firsthand doing your parenting style with her, and I think you're doing a phenomenal job. It's not easy, but you do the best that you can with what you have, and I'm really proud of you, and I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story. It's not easy, but you know what? There might be somebody who might be in a tougher situation, if not in the same exact situation, who need to hear those words, because sometimes giving up hope, there's nothing left for us to do but to take our own lives. And we want to save lives. So if this story inspired you, or you know someone else who may need to hear this story or testimony, pass it along. Thank you again for chiming in and for checking out my channel. Expect me to post another video in about 2 weeks. Kirsty, do you have any parting words for us? Words of inspiration?
Words of inspiration, don't give up. I mean, I know that sounds cliche, but you really do fight for what you want.
Exactly. Whoop, whoop. See y'all later. Bye.